KCYP 97.7 FM. Thank you to all our viewers joining us on Facebook, joining us on our YouTube channel, on the airwaves on 97.7 FM. We have another great Nature's Remedies show here, and it's part 3 of inflammation.
Yes, today we're gonna try to resolve the problem. So, the first one that we talked about inflammation was about diet. It was food
That's right.
and liquids, and then the second part of inflammation, electrical sensitivity, how we to avoid those problems with the electricity, with phones and things like that. And today we're gonna give you some ideas how to avoid inflammation.
That's right.
Yes.
All right, Dr. B. Well, we're gonna, welcome again to 97.7
Thank
FM.
you.
We are so blessed to have your show here because of all the information that you're sharing with our audience. If we can get that PowerPoint going up on the back down there, I would appreciate that so we can get started. So, like you said, we've been talking about inflammation. This is going to be the third part of inflammation because it's something so important, and it's what causes a lot of diseases, right?
Well, the Ellen G. White books, Consults on Diet and Food, the Medical Ministry, it's God's telling us because He created us, so He knows best how our body works. And over there, it say that the disease comes from like a wrong diet, wrong drink intake, and then the blood becomes dirty, and then inflammation sets, and then you get sick. You have to have inflammation first. So it's very important. Inflammation is in your hands. It's diet and what you drink, and electrical too, because the phones and the internet and things like that. We're going to talk all this.
Fantastic. So our bodies are electrical, right? Let's bring up that first slide.
Yes, this is very important. We have to see this is very important table. You see, when you add adults in the alkaline body, they're going to have the cell 745, 744, it's alkaline. When you have 744, it's normal for adults. The cell voltage is minus 25, so that's mean you health. And the kids needs to have a body more alkaline than us. They need 761 minus 35 for them not to be sick. So the kids require more alkalinity. We 744 minus 25. They are 761 minus 35. And then if you eat foods acidic, you're going to turn positive the cell voltage, you get sick. You see, when your pH is 748, it's low because here's the neutral. When more acidic you are, it's below 7. And then more acidic you are, the voltage goes up, cancer. In order to have cancer, you need to have, on that area that you have cancer, you need to have low oxygenal, and you have to have the cell voltage positive. 30 is already a bad for cancer. And in order for you to have all that means you have acidic blood, acidic body, and inflammation. So that's why it's important to learn all this.
If you can't see the chart from up there, I'm not sure if you're able to see it. If you're having trouble seeing it, reach out to us, comment, down below, and let us know. We'll post this chart up on our chat here, so you're able to see it. But yeah, it's so important to be alkaline.
718, you're already sick. 726, you're already tired.
So I'm definitely in the tired part of that.
So your body's acidic.
Need to fix that. So, avoiding foods and drinks that causes inflammation, right? That's important.
Yes, it's very important. Can you the next? This was the part 1 about inflammation. It was all about food. Like when you eat those foods, they turn into bad bloods, and then inflammation sets. Then you get sick. and plus your colon is going to be messed. Like, for example, if you eat gluten, your body won't digest. Like, then it's going to be on your column, glued there, white rice, gluten. And then it's when you do the liver gallbladder flash, you're going to see those things come out. They stay forever there if you don't do a colon cleanse.
The white rice also.
Yes, white rice, because white rice is just a starch. It's not doing anything for you. It doesn't have no nutrition or nothing. It needs to be brown rice, quinoa, or any other things. Like white rice is not helping you. It's just like nothing. There's no.
Wow.
Yeah, because the vitamins is on the skin of the rice.
And that's a
Because-
staple. That's a staple food for a lot of countries, a lot of ethnicities.
Yeah, it's just to fool you. You feel full, but really
No nutritional value.
no nutritional
whatsoever.
value. No.
Wow,
It's,
that's
then
very
like
important.
you have to avoid alcohol, sugar. Like the amount of sugar that we can eat daily, it's 1 ounce of brown sugar or honey, but a real honey. Now we have to be careful when we buy the products and read there if it has processed sugar, because now they put on the label. Another day I bought it by mistake and I didn't read the label, and it was there like it was a processed sugar mixed with the honey. So now you have to because they are selling like that, and it's
If
in
you
the
don't
label.
read it, you won't know, and you're thinking you're buying 100% natural
The
honey, but you're not.
No, you have to. And then all the artificial sweeteners, like if they diabetic, they can stevia. They can use. I like diabetics. I recommend stevia, the real stevia. But the sugars that I use real honey, brown sugar, pilhãozinho, molasses. But we supposed to. Honey I eat per day maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons only, because we can have without harming your body is 1 ounce of sugar.
And our food already has sugar in it, right?
Yes, if you eat outside, yes,
Mhm.
processed food, yes. Then we have to avoid sodas and sport drinks, and then we have to avoid fully hydrogenated oils like vegetable oil, sunflower oil, all those oils. I use coconut oil, olive oil, palm red oil, but when I use the olive oil, I don't heat. I put it after the food is prepared. I put it on my dish, and to heat up on medium, I use coconut oil to do food with, you know. And then dairy, you need to avoid. Gluten, you need to avoid, because the dairy has something called casein, and then it causes blood inflammation and brain inflammation. And gluten has as it's a man-made protein we our body does not digest. So gliadin, the blood is going to inflame the blood and the brain. And then processed foods, they all have something that we're not supposed to eat. And MSG is number one cause for migraines, so that you have to avoid all costs, and refined carbohydrates. So all these foods cause inflammation.
Mhm.
And when you eat that, you're going to activate in your body the defense mechanism, because those things your body won't digest, and it's going to make your blood dirty. And what's going to happen, you activates the immune system. What do they do? Because like when you eat fried foods, you can perforate your vessels, so they're going to send three things on your blood to help you out to make alkaline. The first thing, they're going to put calcium and cholesterol. They're going to buffer up your blood because it needs to be alkaline. But once they take your calcium from your bones, they don't put it back what they don't use. You're going to pee out. So if you eat and drink 3 times a day foods that's going to make your body acidic, so you're going to make yourself osteoporosis. And the first place that you're going to have osteoporosis is going to be on your mouth, then your bones. So that's what happened. Besides you being with osteoporosis by eating foods that are acidic, another thing that is going to happen, you're going to clog up your arteries. It's not cholesterol that's clogging up your arteries. Is you eating foods that cause inflammation, and because of that, the body needs to activate two immune systems to fix that. One is to buffer up to make alkaline, and the other one is to put it like a band-aid on the arteries for you not to bleed to death. Okay, so they're gonna put the lipoprotein A, and then they're gonna create fibrins, that is inflammation, and because they cannot stick together those fibrins to clog up the where you're bleeding, and then the lipoprotein is the sticky glue for those band-aids. But if you eat 3 times a day food that causes inflammation, 3 times a day you're going to have those band-aids and then atherosclerosis. So that this is just part of immune system, is the defense mechanism. So who did to yourself? We
Hmm.
did,
Exactly.
by eating foods and drinks that you're not supposed to. So you're going to have osteoporosis, and you're going to have clogged up arteries just by eating foods that you should not be eating.
And those band-aids that the body forms is what clogs up the
Yeah,
arteries.
it's clogged up that, but it's really defending you, because if they don't close the artery, you'll be bleeding to death. But if you stop eating those foods, there is no activation of the immune system to help you by making your blood alkaline and by covering the holes that you did. You see how it has to do with
Hmm.
inflammation, why it's very important to avoid those foods.
That
Yes.
it all goes back to what we put in our stomach, right?
You are what you eat.
You are what you eat. You fix your gut. You fix everything, right?
Yes, because once you eat like this, you mess it up your gut. You're gonna have a leaky gut, and then will be worse, autoimmune disease
Hmm.
and other things.
Wow. Yeah. So, moving on to the next question on here. I know that resolving dehydration is very important. Uh, um, let's talk about that one.
But that's we have to resolve dehydration, because remember, one of the first thing when we get sick, most of the things is dehydration, and then like when you extremely dehydrate, you can have cramps at night. Sometimes it's lack of magnesium, but really sometimes could be just that you did not drink enough water. So you need to drink 2 bottles of this water and add minerals on it to hydrate your body properly. Because if you are dehydrated, the first sign, your tongue is going to be thick, and then other things that's going to happen, you're going to have migraines, and then the last sign of that you dehydrate is going to be angina. It's going to have pain on your heart, but you don't have nothing wrong with the heart. It's just because you extremely dehydrate. And the cramps you will have during the night, but sometimes it's not lack of minerals. Sometimes it's just that you didn't drink water. And why it's important, and why drinking water will be a part of the resolving inflammation, because when you drink plenty of water, 2 liters of water, it's and add minerals, wash away toxins. By washing away toxins is going to decrease the inflammation in your body. So that's why the first thing that you have to do is make a better choice to eat. The second thing, drink plenty of water to wash away the toxins. And then we remover.
Goes on to the next one,
Remove.
right?
Yes.
So it goes on to removing heavy metals and toxins from
Yes.
our bodies, right?
Yes.
Next slide. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yes. So the next slide is, I'm sorry, I there is some typing mistakes there because
Okay,
I
no
used
problem.
the other PowerPoint from previous language, and I didn't change
Yeah.
that.
Speaking of languages, we were in talks before the show that there's a possibility that this show will go in a third language. Currently, we're doing English. 2 weeks later, we do Spanish, and then there's talks about doing it in Portuguese.
Yes, I think
Right.
so. We're gonna do one just to try and see if it
Yes.
works. So here is the heavy metals and remove heavy metals and toxins. So like we saw that when we eat improperly, and then when we drink improperly, we're gonna accumulate toxins in the body. Is gonna cause inflammation. So because many things that happened to us growing up, we build up metals. So we need to clean up the metals. Like we have to detox once in a while because the air, the water contamination. So we need to do a metal detox sometimes. And like for example, if a person drinks sodas or anything on can, they are getting aluminum.
Aluminum.
If they have almagallons, they have aluminum. So that we accumulating those metals on your body through the water, to the air, or to the food itself too.
So we get plastic from water bottles,
Yes,
right?
like for
Plastic
example,
water
yes, for
bottles.
example, this is a good plastic because it has the numbers here. But like if I leave this water bottle in my car, the heat up is gonna leak the plastic in the water. Like when you go shopping for the water, you're never shopping for the water inside the convenience store because it's being heat up all day long
Yes.
there. So it's a toxic.
You see the pallets of water outside in the heat
Yes.
in the sidewalk.
Yes, they're getting a lot of plastic, and most people they buy water and leave in the car and drink. That's the worst mistake they can do because they are poisoning themselves with plastic.
And then we
So-
don't know if the water was sitting in a warehouse somewhere, on without AC, without air conditioning. And then the 18 wheelers that are traveling,
Yes.
they're probably not using refrigerators to transport the water.
Yes. So
So-
we have to take care of this.
Yeah.
Actually, to avoid those things, we need to buy a good filter like Berkey, and then on the top it has two filters like carbon and the bottle for chloride. That one would help clean up the water because
those
we really don't know how long was sitting that water on the plastic stuff.
Mhm.
So
Is that like a reverse osmosis system?
no,
No.
it's just a filter
Just a
called
filter.
Berkey,
Okay.
and I have a 3 liters one. You put the water, and on top is charcoal, and the bottle is for two white filters for fluoride. It cleans up very well the water.
So you put regular tap water in there.
You
and
can
clean it
do
up.
it, but I prefer to get my water from the mill,
Water milk. Okay.
and
Yes.
then I filter that water.
Okay.
And you have to cook with a filter water and drink filter water. You cannot use the tap water. Yes. And then another thing that you have to do is drink vitamin C daily, because vitamin C works kind of neutralizing things and protects you from die from the heart attack, make your vessels stronger. And nattokinase too helps like for clots, for things, will clean up your blood from microclots, and has many other it's good for many other things. So this is just idea how you take the heavy metals out and toxins out. Okay, there is many other products that we can use, but it is just the main ones that they should be taking to clean up. And let's see the next one.
Excellent. All right, let's go to the next one. The detoxing the body, colon, liver, kidney, and the blood.
Oh, yes, at this one they have to detox the body. Like everybody that shows up on the offs, we teach them how to do liver gallbladder flush. The liver gallbladder flush will clean the colon because it comes from the liver all the way down, so clean. But sometimes I refer them to do colonics too. Depends how sick they are, depends how clogged up they are, and then kidney detox. And SCACT will clean the blood because you need to clean the bloods too. But the first thing is clean the diet, because by cleaning the diet, the blood can clean itself. But remember those things that got stuck on the colon? We have to take it off. The white flour, the cheese, all the things that we didn't digest, it got stuck there. We have to clean up. So in order for you to be healthy, you have to change your lifestyle. You have to detox and clean up your body. So you have to do all this.
Oh, and if you're just joining us, we're talking with Dr. B on another great episode of Nature's Remedies. Dr. B is located, has a clinic here in McAllen. It's called Nature's Remedies Center, located here in the heart of McAllen. You can always reach out to her, and we're gonna mention her information just a bit. But today we're talking about inflammation as part 3 of the series. So if you missed the first 2 parts, don't worry. Just go down and on our channels, whether you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, and the first 2 other parts are there, so you can catch up because every single one, it has very vital information.
Yes.
Right. And I want to send a quick shout out to our producers in the back who are running the board. We've got Juan Hernandez, who's got a show also, who's going to be coming on later on, Golpe de Gol. And then we've got Joseph Martinez in the back also. And so we appreciate y'all. We have another interview that's going to be coming up next under Cityscape. And I believe our guest is outside. She's probably locked out there in the back. And so, but anyway, continuing back with
Yes.
the detoxing your body, the colon, liver, kidney, and the blood.
And we continue about the inflammation because everything is linked to the inflammation. Here, when you get to the point that you have to clean all this system, like in order for you to have a heart problem, you all clogged up this. You clogged up on the colon, on the liver, and the kidney, lymphatic system. Then will be the heart. The heart is the last one to go. So in order to recover, you have to clean all of them because they all clogged up. So this is very, very important. But how we clogged up those things by eating the wrong food and drink the wrong thing. So it's a consequence.
Yeah, wow. It's very similar to our homes, and not, not to come in here and waste valuable time of the show, but you're plumbing your pipes at home. You pour down grease in your pipes. What's going to happen? They're going to clog up, and eventually you have to call the plumber because they're going to be all the grease is going to be stuck down the drain. So you don't just want to pour anything down the drain at your house. Same way you don't just want to pour anything down your into your stomach. So
We happen the same thing as the pipes. Is the body needs to put those band-aids and then atherosclerosis and clogged up arteries. So it's the same thing exactly.
And of course, I'm taking notes too for myself because I'm doing everything wrong here. So we're in the same boat. So don't worry. Don't feel bad.
Mm-hmm. And now we're going to go how we restore the next one there.
Next slide is how to restore a leaky gut. We've talked about leaky gut in the past, and it's so important. It's probably the first thing we've got to do, right, to fix just about anything.
Well, yes, because remember, if you ate flour, we don't digest, and they got stuck in your gut. The flour, the cheese, so they stay there where you have to clean up and then fix the lining of your gut, the villi. And then how we restore that? First, you clean up. You do the liver, gallbladder, flash, or colon cleans, but you have to clean your gut. And those things is going to come out. Like, for example, the flour, the cheese, you're going to see literally how they are. The cheese is going to be like a yellow dots. And the gluten is going to be like this, like a plastic.
That color. Oh, wow.
But because being there many years, it's going to be like a dark color, like different colors, even dark brown. But it'll be like this texture. And then the other older stuff is going to call mucoid plaque.
It's mucus.
Mucous plates. Yes, they form big chunk. Will be like that. So you have to do the colon cleanse first, and then you can do the liver, gallbladder, flush, and then you have to take probiotics and protease and total leaky gut, because it takes about 6 months to restore the line of your gut.
We've abused it so much that it's going to take 6 months to repair it. But the good thing is that you can repair it.
Yes, it can be repaired, but it takes about 6 months to repair the lining because you need to restructure everything, because some people has polyps, some people has diverticulitis, and some people has mucoid plaques. Some people has flour stuck there, cheese is stuck there. So we see all when you do the liver gallbladder.
Not to mention all the ulcers and stuff, colds that we've created, right?
Yes, the holes too. But first we have to clean, and then kill the microbes or protease or any other things, and then the holes would heal itself. You can use vitamin C, glutamine, and vitamin A for the skin, to rebuild again. Yes.
Fantastic. So there is good news, right?
Yes, everything is reversible if we start taking care of the way you eat and you drink.
That's the beauty of how our bodies were designed. They're designed to heal themselves with the proper ingredients, right? So now moving on to number 6, avoiding electromagnetic fields, 5G microwave syndrome.
Yes. So we learned last inflammation part was about all electrosensitivity. And when you're being exposed to 5G or any electrical things, you're going to create this called microwave syndrome. You're going to feel tired all the time, flu-like symptoms. You don't feel good, but it's because you're being exposed to the phone, internet. Some people, when they are too sensitive, they cannot even be a nearby phone. That's how bad they are. And then when they go to the countryside, no phones, no electrical things, they revive. So that means they are extremely sensitive. It's as hypersensitivity to electrical. And like for example, if I am a electrician, and then I fell and break my leg, and then they have to put a metal, titanic metal or whatever metal. I cannot work no more in the electrical fields because I'll get cancer. Because I'll be like antenna receiving all these frequencies
Mhm.
in my body, and then I will have cancer
Wow.
if you
That-
have metals on the body.
Mm.
And a person that has metal on the body, they need to take a heavy metal detox or take selenium for the rest of their life, so to take it off those metals. Or if you have omegans in the mouth, you need to take it off and put,
those
yes,
the metal
yeah, the metals, they're
the
like
metal
mercury.
mercury when
Yes, they have to take it off, and they no metals in the mouth. Okay,
are they
so
using non-metal
yes,
cavity now?
they have many
New products.
porcelain,
Okay.
resin. They have different zirconia. So
Mhm.
they have some things, and if they want to learn more about, it's a
Mhm.
biodentist that he knows, like root canal. They don't do root
Yeah.
canals. They'll do other alternative and things like that, but no metals on the mouth, because you become antenna, then you're gonna
Mhm.
attracting all those waves to you, frequencies to you. So next
How
one,
interesting. How
yes,
interesting. Okay, next slide. We're going into.
yes.
Um,
This one is it still has to do with inflammation.
mhm.
And here, when you see the sky, it's has clouds and blue. So this is the how it should be every single day. Now you look for the next one.
Next
So
slide.
yes, when it's the air is like that, you should go outside. But now we start having a new problem, and that's inflammation caused by the air.
Oh wow! So avoiding outdoor activities, the effects of climate change on respiratory allergy and asthma induced by pollen and mold allergens.
So when you see the sky like that, you should not be outside for many hours, because you're gonna get those things. And some children are having asthma attack, and they're not asthmatic.
And the Rio Grande Valley is considered the highest level of allergens in the nation. So it's one of the worst places to be here for allergens.
Yes, so now like when the child is sneezing all the time, and they having asthma attack that they never have been asthmatic, is because of that. Okay, so when you see the sky like this, it's not a good idea to be too many hours outside, because you're gonna have allergies. So that's
Got it.
induced allergy. So and it's pollen and mold allergens, and that is gonna cause inflammation, but this is by air. So if the person is gonna have a sinus problem, like
Mhm.
it's gonna have a sinus infection, and then if you don't treat, it goes to the lung, and they would have a shorter breath, because of the these things when it get to your lung, like give a bronchospasm, and even the child never being asthmatic, they're gonna have an asthma attack. But
Wow.
now they know what is it.
Yes, that's right.
That's
Excellent.
inflammation too.
Oh, so moving on to the next slide is how to avoid electrical sensitivity or radiation.
Yes. So remember that we talk that's inflammation big time is now is not only the food, but it's because you are around all these electrical things. Like for example, this is a phone. This cover is EMF, so to lower the frequency. So if this is EMF,
It's like a EMF
so
disruptor.
I
Mhm.
never carry on my body, never. A person thinks never on my body, because this is 5G thing. It's we're not used to that wave. So when I call people, I put it on the
Speaker setting.
speaker, because when they're calling, the frequency is very high. When they answer the phone, the frequency drops to half. And then if I'm by myself, I leave on the speaker. And if I'm not, I use this. I don't use the Bluetooth,
Mhm.
because it's putting directly here. And if you use the Bluetooth few hours, you're gonna see that it's very hot in that area. And if you do a thermal image, you're going to see that everything got inflamed.
And they're dangerous because, for example, the way they work is one of them connects to your phone and then the other connects to the other one in your ear. So your brain is right in the middle of the connection. So you're sending a radiation signal
Yes, and
between your brain.
if you put yourself in the front of the thermal image camera, you're gonna see that you cause a lot of inflammation. It'll be red, like hot the area. So you need to do that. So this phone, when they are calling, you cannot have on your ears. It needs to be on the speaker. When the person answer, then the voltage lower to half the frequency, and then if it's this or if it's cell phone the speaker, so you never put on your body. Like if you need to carry on your body, it needs to be on the airplane mode. Okay, you're still receiving a message, but the frequency is much low. So, and another thing that you should never do is like it's very low here, the battery, you plug in and you're
You
talking
continue
on the
using
phone.
it. Oh, yes,
It's
yes.
the worst thing that you can do because the voltage is sky high. Okay.
So don't be using your phones while it's charging, and
Yes.
we're all guilty of
And
that.
now
So we
this
gotta
one
fix that.
is not this, but they like when you go to sleep or things, they have a pockets or a little things like that that you can put your
Your phone inside.
your phone
Yeah.
inside to stop blocking the thing. And this one is called Shanghai. It's for to block two, like you use like this. It's Shanghai. They decrease the voltage.
And so the material absorbs it. The material
Yeah,
absorbs
the material. It's a stone.
the EMF.
It's a real stone. And then when you go travel, airplanes, if think about how much electricity you're getting on the plane, the frequency. Because if the plane is 400 people is on the phone inside until you take it off.
Inside a can.
Yes, and
A
so
sealed can.
that's why people get sick when they come back. They have flu-like symptoms. It's not because they got contaminated. It's because everybody has the phone inside the plane and it's on. Until we take it off, it's 30 minutes. Everybody's receiving all this frequency. So when you travel, you should use this like this. You should use every day anyway.
And it's a
this
stone,
is to
right?
protect.
And
It's
the zone,
a Shanghai. It's the same thing. It's a stone.
and
Shanghai.
the actual material absorbs it.
Yes,
It's not like
absorb, yes.
some mystical
No,
item.
it's not nothing.
It's
Mystical.
natural.
It's really natural. Yes, this one can even light up a bulb if you put it. I don't know how to do it, but they show to me. It's a stone. It's not magical or anything. It's just to lower the frequency. And this one is they can use on the car, on the computers, and TV. Oops, it's a stone. Everything is a stone. And this one is for the cell. So they can use all that.
Can we pick these up at your clinic? At
Yes,
your
they
place?
do.
Excellent.
And this one is it's a mask, but it has silver. So I don't like using like they force us to use mask when they do. This one is thin.
It's got a silver lining.
Yes, but you still can breathe because the is MF protection too. So you have to protect yourself because usually when you go travel, when you come back, you feel like sick is because you're being exposed to 5G. And everybody inside the plane has the phone on and it's 5G. And then when you go to the airport, how many people's there?
Yeah.
They all have 5G. That's why when you come back home, you feel tired, very tired, and you feel a flu-like symptom. But it's all exposition from microwave.
Yeah, and then you go through TSA and they do a full body scan.
Yes,
and all
it's
that,
all these frequencies that you receive.
Walk right
That's
through a
all it is.
microwave, basically.
Yes, and then when you become immunodepressed, then activate the virus. Then you get sick. But it's not because someone contaminated you. It's because you've been exposed to radiation. That's what it is. So that's what we see. Like when you shouldn't have no computers or electronics in your bedroom, and then you use cell shields. All this is cell shields protection for the phones, for the car, for the computers. It is called radio electromagnetic neutralizers. That's what those things for. And this is the Shanghai products. So you have to, even though you cannot see the frequency, you cannot feel, but they are real and they are making you sick. So you have to use those things to protect yourself.
Fantastic. That's a lot of great information. And so then The next slide, I think you've got some of those
Yes,
products on
it's
there.
in those products that
Mhm.
will be this one you put next to your computer, next to the, it's a big stone shungite. This is for the phone, this is for bracelets, and this is for necklace.
Mhm.
So it's a real stone. It's just to neutralize the
The
radiation,
frequency,
the
yes.
frequency.
So let's talk about DNA food repair in the next slide.
Mhm. So we saw that the number one cause of inflammation is a diet. So the best diet to eat is the original diet. It repairs the DNA. Okay.
That's phosphates, which is fruits, vegetables, water. The 50% of our diet needs to consist of that.
Yes, 30%
30%
grains and roots.
grains and
And
roots.
how much is the protein?
20% nitrates, which is the protein.
So that means it's just a little piece on the plate, and we put it like,
Instead of the other way around.
yes, so we are eating correctly. Like when you eat like that, for example, if you're gonna eat animal protein, you can mix with salad or veggie, but you cannot put carbohydrates, because if you do, you're gonna be asleep in 30 minutes.
You know, like
You're gonna feel
steaks and potato is
yes, it's because
the
you're
most common
mixing
thing.
correctly. Okay, and when you eat, for example, fruits, the best way to eat the fruits is in the morning, and you cannot mix melon with any other fruits, or watermelon with any other fruits, because they are food itself, and when you mix, they don't combine. You're gonna get indigestion.
So any of the melon fruits like
Needs to be
watermelon.
itself. You cannot mix with anything.
Okay.
It needs to be itself. Like if you're gonna eat fruits for breakfast, a bowl of melon, and that's it. Wait
Okay.
for it to digest, then you can eat other things. The fruits is itself.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, because the digestion time is different. That's why the same thing when you eat animal products, you cannot mix chicken, fish, or beef. The digestion is times is different.
Oh no! And in the Mexican cuisine, they've got a dish called mar y tierra, which is they will put all those three. They'll put chicken, beef, and fish in there, and it's delicious, right? But you're making the wrong combination with the food.
Yes, and the consequence for that, you can have migraines and gastritis, and if you eat wrong every single day, ulcers. So ulcers doesn't come only from the microbes, could be the wrong food combination. So, and then you can eat 2 or 3 times a day, and you have to wait 4 to 5 hours between meals. You cannot drink liquids with your food. It needs to be 30 minutes before or 2 hours after. And you have to sit down, relax, no phones, no nothing, and eat your food very 32 times, like
Chewing 32 times.
Yes.
And no hitting no munching in between, right? No hitting the snacks,
No,
the snack
none.
machines or anything like that,
No.
right? Vending machines. Okay.
No, because what you're gonna do, you're gonna stop the digestion process and start over. You're gonna delay. And each time you put the water, you're gonna delay, because the body needs to take the water off and then it start processing. It's the same thing like when you do washing your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when they're gonna centrifuge, they have to suck the water off first, and then they start turning around. It's the same thing in our bodies. The stomach works that way too.
So then we're forcing our body to work extra hard by start having to sort everything out before digestion.
Is correct, exactly that way, because they're like first it needs to take the water, and then it start the digestion process. But on that process, you dilute the gastric juice, so it's going to make very weak, no digestion. You see, it's just simple things that you can learn, but then you're going to get better from inflammation and not be sick, actually.
I'm just like a walking inflammation. If you look at inflammation in the dictionary, it should have a picture of me. I'm doing everything wrong. So don't feel bad if you're sitting at home, listening to this information. There's hope for us. We can change. We can do this. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the 8 natural remedies.
Yes. The next slide. So this one is God's providence. He knows that we are misbehaving at the end of the time. So it is called the 8 natural doctors, 8 doctors. Like when you're sick, if you follow this, you can recover. Like 90% of the people can recover just by following this. Nutrition, original diet, and even though you're doing original diet, you need to do a proper food combination and eat on time, not in between, and drink the liquids before 30 minutes before or 2 hours after. So
and I know we can do a whole show on that, on just eating the right combinations of fruits, eating fruits that are in season, not out of season.
Yes, correct. All this,
it's a whole show. It's coming up, guys, so don't worry.
Then exercise, the best exercise to do is walking. Doesn't matter what age you are, the walking is the best exercise, early in the morning or late afternoon. And cold weather is the best to walk, because makes you breathe correctly, because open your lungs. And water, 2 liters of water, but you have to add the minerals, because that water doesn't have minerals. Sunlight, you have to expose your skin to the sunlight. You need to be at least 20 minutes twice a day if you can, like before 10 or after 4. Temperance, that's mean common sense. Like if you like beans, you're not going to eat every single day only beans, so that's not correct. Or overwork or not sleeping, so all this
is a
balance. Yes. Air, like here we are in a closed area, then we should open the first door there and open here early in the morning, or the things to ventilate, because we create a lot of mold, ácaros, all this stuff. And then rest, we have to be in bed 10 o'clock, because the body has chronological timing. You have to be 2 hours sleeping in order to receive the hormones. And if you go sleep late, you're gonna be okay next day, but you're gonna be dragging yourself, because the growth hormone is gonna be a low level. Then you have memory problem and other problems. And sometimes you think you're getting senile, but you're not getting senile. Like, for example, caffeine thins the myelin, and then you go in the car, try to lock the car, and then you go back and you go back, check again. That's myelin thinning. Okay,
myelin
thinning. Yes, it means that you are with your hand there, you know you're closing, but when you get to the car, you cannot remember. It's because the information didn't travel, because the myelin is thinning. Caffeine does that. And lack of rest is a different. Like, you have the shoes, you go into the bathroom to put the shoes there, and then you see yourself open the refrigerator door to put the shoes. That's sleep deprivation. See the difference?
Yes.
Okay. And the trust, it's doesn't matter how sick you are, the best treatment is natural. But who heals, doesn't matter what way we chose, as the healer is only God. Like doctors, we are just a teacher. I'm teaching you what to eat, what not to eat. I'm trying to help you to restore your immune system. And if your immune system is working, you're not going to be sick. And the healing comes only from one person, from God.
That's right. Yes. That's right. Well, if you want to get a hold of Dr. B, you can contact her in the next slide at Nature's Remedy Center, 508 North 10th Street, Suite C10 in McAllen, Texas. You can contact Dr. Barbosa's number at 956-631-1664. That's 956-631-1664. If you want to reach her by email, you can shoot her an email at Nature's Remedies CTR. That's Nature's Remedies CTR at yahoo.com. Doc, thank you so much for this information. It's very important. Folks, if you have someone that you want to share this information, please share this video, share the link. And in 2 weeks, we're going to have the Spanish version of this.
Yes, the same program, but in Spanish.
Same program, en Espanol, in about 2 weeks. And hopefully after that in Portuguese.
Yes, we can try.
We can give that a try. Yes. So thank you once again. Contact Dr. Shirley Barbosa at 956-631-1664 here in the heart of McAllen, Texas. Thank you so much for making the time to come out and talk to our audience.
You're welcome.
And keep tuning in to 97.7 FM. We've got great shows coming up, so don't go away. And make sure you share, like, and follow Dr. Barbosa on social media. And tell your friends about it. Till next time, keep it tuned right here to 97.7 FM, The City.
Thank you.
Is the show playing? I mean, the video? Yeah. What's the audience? Are we on?